My grandmother used to say she could eat anything and everything without a care in the world. Pizza at midnight? No problem. Spicy tacos for breakfast? Bring it on. But somewhere around her 70s, her digestive system apparently decided to file a formal complaint. Sound familiar? If you're watching this video, chances are you or someone you love has discovered that our stomachs aren't quite the iron fortresses they used to be. And here's the thing. That's completely normal. But what's not normal is suffering through uncomfortable digestive issues when you could easily avoid them. I'm here today to share 7 foods that could be absolute troublemakers for senior digestion. Now, before you worry that I'm about to tell you to survive on nothing but bland crackers and water, relax. This isn't about restricting your joy in eating. It's about understanding how our bodies change as we age and making smart swaps that'll have you feeling fantastic after every meal. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to share some game-changing alternatives that are not only easier on your digestive system, but might actually taste even better than what you're giving up. Trust me on this one. The truth is, as we get older, our digestive systems go through some pretty significant changes. Our stomach acid production decreases, our digestive enzymes aren't quite as abundant, and our gut motility, that's basically how efficiently food moves through our system, can slow down considerably. It's like having a sports car that's been lovingly used for decades. It still runs beautifully, but might need premium fuel and a gentler touch. Number 1, fried and greasy foods. Let's start with the big one, and I know this might hurt a little, fried and greasy foods. I can practically hear the collective sigh from everyone watching this. Picture this. It's Sunday afternoon, and you're craving those crispy French fries or that beautifully golden fried chicken. Your taste buds are doing a happy dance just thinking about it. But here's what's happening behind the scenes that your taste buds don't tell you about. When we eat high-fat, greasy foods, our digestive system has to work overtime to break them down. Think of it like asking your stomach to digest a handful of cooking oil, because that's essentially what's happening. Our gallbladder has to release extra bile. Our pancreas goes into overdrive producing digestive enzymes, and our stomach acid gets diluted trying to handle all that fat. For seniors, this process becomes even more challenging because we naturally produce less of these digestive juices. The result? That uncomfortable bloated feeling, potential heartburn, and sometimes, let's be honest here, some pretty unpleasant bathroom experiences that can last for hours or even days. But here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to give up crispy, satisfying foods. Air fryers have revolutionized healthy cooking. You can get that same satisfying crunch with a fraction of the oil. Try air-fried sweet potato wedges with a sprinkle of paprika or oven-baked chicken with a crispy herb coating. Your digestive system will thank you. And honestly, you might be surprised at how much more energetic you feel after eating. Number 2, processed and deli meats. I'm talking about those convenient lunch meats, hot dogs, sausages, and yes, even that fancy imported salami you splurge on occasionally. Here's what makes these foods particularly problematic for senior digestion. First, they're absolutely loaded with sodium. We're talking about astronomical amounts that can cause water retention and put extra strain on your kidneys. But the real digestive villain here is something called nitrates and nitrites. These are preservatives that give processed meats their appealing color and extended shelf life. Your digestive system has to work extra hard to process these chemicals, and they can actually disrupt the healthy bacteria in your gut. Think of your gut microbiome as a beautiful garden. Processed meats are like dumping chemical fertilizer on it. Sure, it might not kill everything immediately, but over time, it creates an imbalance that affects everything from nutrient absorption to immune function. I had a friend who couldn't figure out why she was constantly dealing with digestive discomfort and low energy. She was eating what she thought was a healthy turkey sandwich every day for lunch. When she switched to freshly roasted turkey breast that she prepared herself, the difference was remarkable within just 2 weeks. The good news is that alternatives are easier than you might think. Sunday meal prep can become your best friend here. Roast a chicken breast, cook some lean ground turkey with herbs, or even try plant-based proteins like seasoned chickpeas or lentil-based alternatives. They're not only easier on your digestive system, but often more flavorful because you control the seasonings. Number 3, dairy products. This next one might be controversial, and I want to approach it with sensitivity because I know how much comfort foods like milk, cheese, and ice cream can mean to people, especially as we age. Here's the reality. As we get older, many of us naturally produce less lactase, which is the enzyme responsible for breaking down lactose, the sugar found in dairy products. This isn't a failure or a weakness. It's actually the normal state for most adult mammals. We're kind of unique in the animal kingdom for drinking milk past infancy. When lactose isn't properly broken down, it ferments in your intestines, leading to gas, bloating, cramping, and diarrhea. Some people describe it as feeling like their stomach is hosting a very uncomfortable science experiment. And the tricky thing is this can develop gradually. You might have been fine with dairy your whole life, and suddenly in your 60s or 70s, that morning bowl of cereal starts causing problems. But before you panic about giving up your beloved cheese or morning coffee creamer, let me share some fantastic news. The dairy alternative market has absolutely exploded in recent years, and we're not talking about the chalky, sad substitutes of the past. Oat milk has a creamy, naturally sweet flavor that many people actually prefer to regular milk. Cashew-based cheeses can be incredibly rich and satisfying. And if you're not ready to give up traditional dairy entirely, try aged cheeses like sharp cheddar or Parmesan. They're naturally lower in lactose and often easier to digest. Here's a pro tip. If you do choose to eat dairy occasionally, pair it with digestive enzymes or try lactase supplements. They can help bridge the gap while you're transitioning to alternatives. Number 4, spicy foods. All right, this next one might make some of you want to close this video, and I completely understand. We're talking about spicy foods, and I know for many people, spice is life. Maybe you've been the person who could handle the hottest salsa at the Mexican restaurant, or you never met a jalapeno you didn't like. But lately, that same level of heat that used to give you a pleasant, warm feeling is now setting your digestive system on fire, and not in a good way. Here's what happens when we eat very spicy foods as we age. Capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, can irritate the lining of your stomach and intestines. When we're younger, our digestive tract has more robust protective mechanisms and can handle this irritation. But as we age, that lining becomes more sensitive, and what used to be pleasantly warming can now cause significant discomfort, heartburn, and even digestive upset that lasts for days. I know this feels like I'm asking you to give up a part of your identity, especially if spicy food is tied to your cultural heritage or family traditions. And here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to give up all heat completely. The key is transitioning to milder, more digestive-friendly sources of flavor. Instead of fiery hot peppers, try warming spices like ginger, turmeric, or mild paprika. These give you complex, interesting flavors without the digestive distress. Fresh herbs like cilantro, basil, and oregano can add incredible depth to your meals. And here's a secret from professional chefs. Often, what we think we love about spicy food isn't just the heat, it's the complexity of flavors that come with it. Experiment with herb and spice blends, citrus juices, and even a tiny amount of high-quality hot sauce used sparingly. You might discover flavor profiles that are even more satisfying than that overwhelming heat you used to crave. Number 5, carbonated beverages. And yes, I'm including everything from your morning diet soda to that refreshing, sparkling water you've switched to because you thought it was healthier. Now, I'm not here to completely demonize bubbles. There's something undeniably satisfying about that fizzy sensation. But for senior digestion, carbonated drinks can create some unexpected challenges that you might not have connected to your digestive discomfort. When you drink something carbonated, you're essentially drinking liquid with gas bubbles suspended in it. Those bubbles have to go somewhere, and unfortunately, they often end up trapped in your digestive system, causing bloating, gas, and sometimes pretty significant discomfort. As we age, our digestive system naturally slows down, which means those gas bubbles have more time to accumulate and cause problems. Plus, Many carbonated beverages are highly acidic, which can exacerbate heartburn and acid reflux, conditions that become more common as we get older. And if we're talking about diet sodas specifically, we're adding artificial sweeteners into the mix, which can disrupt your gut bacteria and actually make digestive issues worse. It's like creating a perfect storm of digestive irritation. But here's the great news. There's so many delicious alternatives that can give you that refreshing satisfaction without the digestive drama. Infused water with cucumber and mint, herbal iced teas, or even just plain water with a splash of natural fruit juice can be incredibly refreshing. If you absolutely can't give up your bubbles, try this. Let your carbonated drink sit open for a few minutes before drinking it to let some of the carbonation escape, and drink it slowly with food rather than on an empty stomach. Number 6. High-fiber raw vegetables. Now, this next one might surprise you because we've all been told that vegetables are the foundation of healthy eating, and they absolutely are. But there's a specific way that raw, high-fiber vegetables can become problematic for senior digestion, and understanding this can be a game changer. I'm talking about foods like raw broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and raw kale. These are nutritional powerhouses packed with vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds. But here's the thing. They're also incredibly tough for our digestive systems to break down, especially as we age. These vegetables contain complex fiber structures and compounds called raffinose and other oligosaccharides. These are essentially sugars that our small intestine can't break down efficiently. When they reach our large intestine, the bacteria there go to town, fermenting them, which produces gas, sometimes a lot of gas, along with bloating and cramping. When we're younger, we typically have more robust digestive enzymes and gut bacteria that can handle this fermentation process more smoothly. But as we age, this system becomes less efficient, turning these healthy vegetables into sources of significant discomfort. But here's the important part. I'm not telling you to avoid these vegetables. They're far too nutritious and beneficial for overall health. The secret is in how you prepare them. Cooking these vegetables breaks down those tough fiber structures and starts the digestive process for you. Steaming broccoli until it's tender, roasting Brussels sprouts until they're caramelized, or making a warming soup with these vegetables can make them not only easier to digest, but often more flavorful too. You can also try gradually increasing your intake of these vegetables to allow your digestive system to adapt, and always pair them with digestive-friendly foods like ginger or fennel seeds, which can help reduce gas production. Number 7. Caffeine in excess. Finally, let's talk about something that might be fueling your morning routine and possibly your afternoon pick-me-up, caffeine. And before you panic, I'm not about to tell you to give up your beloved morning coffee completely. I understand that for many people, that morning cup of coffee isn't just about the caffeine. It's a ritual, a moment of peace, a connection to normalcy. And moderate caffeine consumption can actually have some health benefits, including improved cognitive function and antioxidant properties. The issue arises when we're talking about excessive caffeine intake, which for seniors generally means more than about 300 to 400 milligrams per day. That's roughly 3 to 4 cups of regular coffee. As we age, our bodies process caffeine more slowly, which means it stays in our system longer and can cause more pronounced effects. From a digestive standpoint, too much caffeine can increase stomach acid production, potentially leading to heartburn and acid reflux. It can also speed up intestinal contractions, which might sound good for constipation, but can actually lead to cramping and diarrhea, especially on an empty stomach. And here's something many people don't realize. Poor sleep quality from too much caffeine can actually impair digestive function. Our digestive system does a lot of its repair and maintenance work while we sleep, so disrupted sleep can create a cycle of digestive issues. The good news is that you can still enjoy caffeine while being gentler on your digestive system. Try switching to half-caff coffee, exploring lower caffeine alternatives like green tea, or simply timing your caffeine intake earlier in the day. And here's a bonus tip. If you're using caffeine for energy, sometimes what your body really needs is better hydration or a light, protein-rich snack. You might be surprised at how energized you feel with these simple changes. So there you have it. 7 categories of foods that can be particularly challenging for senior digestion. But here's what I want you to remember. This isn't about restriction or taking away all the foods you love. It's about understanding your body's changing needs and making informed choices that help you feel your best. Think of this as an opportunity to explore new flavors, cooking methods, and food combinations. Many of my friends who've made these adjustments tell me they actually enjoy food more now because they're not dealing with constant digestive discomfort. Remember, everyone's digestive system is unique. You might find that you can tolerate some of these foods in small amounts or when prepared differently. The key is paying attention to how your body responds and adjusting accordingly. Now, let me share some practical tips for implementing these changes without feeling overwhelmed. First, don't try to change everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 foods from this list that you suspect might be causing you the most trouble and start there. Try the elimination approach for a week or 2. Completely avoid one of these problem foods and see how you feel. Keep a simple food diary if that helps. Often, the connection between what we eat and how we feel is clearer than we think, but we need to pay attention to notice it. Meal planning becomes your best friend here. When you plan your meals in advance, you're less likely to grab convenience foods that might contain these digestive troublemakers. Plus, you can experiment with new recipes and cooking methods when you're not making decisions on an empty stomach. When you're grocery shopping, spend most of your time in the perimeter of the store. That's where the fresh, whole foods usually live. The middle aisles are often where the processed, packaged foods hang out, many of which contain the ingredients we're trying to avoid. Here's the beautiful truth about making these dietary adjustments. When you start feeling better, when you're not dealing with bloating, heartburn, or digestive discomfort after every meal, you'll have more energy for the things that really matter to you. Whether that's playing with grandchildren, pursuing hobbies, traveling, or simply enjoying daily activities without physical discomfort. Your digestive health affects everything from your energy levels to your mood to your ability to absorb the nutrients from the healthy foods you are eating. By making these thoughtful changes, you're investing in your overall quality of life. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these foods do you think might be causing you digestive trouble? And if you've already made some of these changes, what alternatives have you discovered that you absolutely love? If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more practical health and wellness tips specifically designed for the unique needs of our bodies as we age. And remember, small changes can lead to big improvements in how you feel every single day. You deserve to enjoy your food and feel fantastic after every meal. Here's to your digestive health and overall well-being. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.